So let's say we want to create an algorithm that will, calculate the average of 3 numbers. So how do we calculate the average, Sai?
You just add all those 3 numbers and then divide them by 3.
Exactly. And what you just said is called processing, right? You gave me a core logic. You gave me the core steps required to solve this problem. And that is what we call it as processing. So what's our input? We'll create 3 boxes. And in these 3 boxes, we are going to write it our input, processing, and output. So we know input. My bad. Right? We know our input, and our input is number 1, number 2, and say number 3. And then our step is add 3 numbers and then divide by 3, and then output is average value, right? Okay, so we'll take one more example. So suppose we say we have to find I should say vaccination. So right now across the country, the vaccination minimum age is 12 or more, right? And you're writing a computer program in which you have to check if the person is eligible or not. Okay, so question to you, Ayush, if in this problem statement, what's your input?
The age of the person.
Perfect, right? The age of the person is an input. The name doesn't matter. Anything else doesn't matter. It's the age, that's the criteria. That's an input. And what's our logic? Check if age is
12 or
more
over,
or equal to or more, equal or greater than
12.
And then output could be, one output possible is you will print saying eligible. Yeah. And another says, sorry, you're not eligible. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you will do a lot of practice on this, because this is the core. This is the foundation of programming. If you struggle in identifying input, if you struggle in identifying your processing statement, and you don't know what is being asked, then it will be very hard to write the code. And I have seen a lot of newcomers who struggle in one of these areas. Either they don't recognize that it's an, what I call it, it's an age, and that's an input. They don't recognize that it's a number. Sometimes they don't recognize that it is a whole number and not a fraction, right? Similarly, in the processing, you need to think in terms of step by step of what are the things you are performing, and accordingly arrive to a solution and keeps output in mind. You are ultimately generating an output. Whatever process you do, ultimately it has to make the tea.